What if you could send a direct instruction to your subconscious mind in just 7 seconds? Joseph Murphy found a way, and this is precisely what separates those who dream from those who achieve. Are you ready to learn the command? Imagine for a moment that your entire life could be reshaped in less time than it takes to draw a deep breath. 7 seconds. That's all the time your mind needs to receive a clear, vibrant, and definitive instruction powerful enough to remodel your reality. Now think about this. If in just a few seconds you can plant a seed in the most fertile ground in the universe, your subconscious, what would be within your reach? Prosperity, healing, love, answers that seem impossible. How many times have you wished for change, only to feel like things were completely stuck? You dreamed, you prayed, you visualized, but it felt as though the universe was deaf to your intentions. What if I told you it wasn't because you weren't worthy, lacked faith, or didn't try hard enough? The gap between waiting and receiving might just be this 7-second interval. Joseph Murphy dedicated his life to exploring the invisible workings of the human mind. He discovered that the subconscious isn't merely a hidden vault for memories, beliefs, and fears. It is, in fact, the bridge between you and the infinite. It's the creative power that translates every word, every image, and every emotion into the concrete events of your life. And this is exactly why most people keep repeating painful patterns. They don't know how to access this door, let alone how to use the right key to open it. And here's the most intriguing part. It doesn't require years of practice, hours of meditation, or repeating affirmations until you're breathless. All it takes is a simple technique, applied correctly, that activates this internal code in 7 seconds. But be mindful. What you send in that interval can manifest quickly, for better or for worse. So I ask you, if you held a shortcut to creating miracles in a matter of days, what would you choose to transform first? A suffocating debt, a relationship that never seems to work out, an illness that insists on lingering, or perhaps that secret desire you keep silent because you think it's too big to ask for? Whatever it is, what you're about to discover could ignite the missing spark. Before we continue, I need to remind you of something important. Nothing you will hear is loose theory or empty words. You will feel in your own skin that there is a hidden code in your mind, a simple trigger that reorganizes your energy and sends a clear order to the universe. This order is received, understood, and returned to you in the form of events, opportunities, and coincidences so precise it will be impossible to call them chance. But make no mistake, not everyone is ready to hear this. Many prefer to believe that life is simply fate or luck. If you've made it this far, it's because something inside you is asking for more. It's because you sense a dormant power within you, waiting to be awakened. And when that happens, nothing will ever be the same again. That's why I ask you to stay with me until the end, because the final revelation I will share is the most powerful of all. It will make you understand why some people seem to attract miracles every day, while others remain trapped in a cycle of struggle. This revelation could be the turning point you needed to finally take control of your reality. And if you already feel in your heart that this knowledge is for you, I want you to harness that energy right now. There's special material that can accelerate your manifestation process even further. It's in the link in the first pinned comment, and those who access it begin to notice profound shifts in their way of thinking and attracting. Click it when you finish this part and take that step, because you will feel it's exactly what you've been looking for. Now, take a deep breath. Close your eyes for a moment and wonder, is it really possible to change everything in just 7 seconds? Could the answer you've been asking for be hidden in a simple mental command? If this question already makes your heart beat faster, stay with me. Because what you will discover next could be the key to creating miracles in a few short days. Have you ever noticed how life often seems stuck in an invisible loop, as if the same situations repeat themselves even when you resolve to change? Different people, different settings, but the same challenges, the same pains. This doesn't happen by accident. What's really going on is that your subconscious is replaying a program that you, often without realizing it, reinforce every day. Joseph Murphy said that the subconscious mind is like a faithful servant, but it doesn't think for itself. It simply obeys the orders it receives. And here is the crucial point. Most people don't give conscious orders, they give unconscious ones. They spend their days affirming, feeling, and imagining what they don't want, and the subconscious, ever obedient, just turns it into reality. Imagine a common scenario. Someone looks at their bills at the end of the month and thinks, "I can never pay for everything. There's never enough money." That phrase, charged with emotion and frustration, is a command sent directly to the subconscious. It doesn't distinguish whether you're complaining or asking, desiring or rejecting. It just captures the dominant emotion and reproduces it. It's as if you said, "Keep giving me more of the same." And it complies. What Murphy discovered is that there is a precious moment, a window of time where you can give a conscious and direct command to your subconscious mind. This moment lasts only a few seconds, but its impact can completely alter the course of your life. And this is exactly where the 7-second technique comes in. Why 7 seconds? Because it's enough time for the subconscious to receive an emotionally charged order and begin to vibrate in sync with it. In this brief window, when you set a clear intention wrapped in intense emotion, you send a kind of secret password that the subconscious cannot ignore. And when it accepts that password, the entire universe moves to respond. Let's make this more tangible. Close your eyes for a moment and picture the scene you most desire to experience. It could be signing the contract for a dream job, standing in a new home, embracing someone who has returned to your life, or receiving news of a healing. Imagine it now, not as a distant wish, but as if it's already happening. See the details, smell the scents, hear the surrounding sounds. Allow your heart to race with the emotion of already having received it. Now hold that image for just 7 seconds, but do it with intensity. During this time, allow nothing else to enter your mind. It's as if, for 7 seconds, you are engraving a command into the deepest part of your being. When you release that energy, your subconscious gets to work, and the universe responds in ways you cannot predict. You might be asking, but is that all? Just imagining for 7 seconds? The answer is yes, but it's not just any imagination. It's an imagination charged with emotion, faith, and certainty. It's like planting a seed and trusting that the fertile soil will do its part. You don't dig up the earth every day to check if the seed is growing. You just plant, water, and trust. In the same way, the subconscious needs that clarity, that confidence. Many people fail because they desire something, but spend the entire day contradicting that desire. They imagine wealth for a few moments, but then tell themselves that money is hard to come by, that the economy doesn't let anyone prosper. It's like planting a rose seed and then pouring poison on the soil. There's no way it can blossom. And this is where you need to understand the power of the 7-second technique. It works not just by what you think, but by what you feel. Joseph Murphy said that emotion is the language of the subconscious. Without emotion, there is no command. Without intensity, there is no clear order. Therefore, when you apply the technique, give yourself to it completely, as if you were truly living it. Think about this. Have you ever had a dream so real that when you woke up, your body still reacted as if you had lived it? Perhaps your heart was pounding, maybe tears were streaming, or perhaps you woke up smiling. That is the power of the mind. It doesn't distinguish between the real and the imagined when emotion is present. So, if you can feel intensely for just 7 seconds, the subconscious accepts it as truth. And what happens next? It's as if invisible doors begin to open. People cross your path, unexpected opportunities arise, ideas that once seemed blocked start to flow. You can call it coincidence, but deep down, you know it's more than that. It's the universe's response to the command you sent. Now let me ask you a personal question. How many times have you tried to change your life only to feel something pulling you back to the same place? How many times have you promised yourself you'd do things differently only to fall into the same pattern? This happens because, without realizing it, you keep feeding the subconscious the same old orders. And the 7-second technique is precisely the key that breaks this cycle. But here is the most powerful part, the one you need to hear until the very end. The technique only reaches its full potential when you practice it in a special state. Murphy stated that the transitional moments, just before falling asleep and right after waking up, are the most powerful because the subconscious is more receptive. It's as if the doors are wide open, ready to receive any order. If in those moments you hold an image for 7 seconds, the impact is multiplied. Now imagine using this every night before you sleep. Instead of surrendering to the day's worries, you surrender to a clear image of what you want to experience. You close your eyes, breathe deeply, and hold that vision for 7 seconds. As you fall asleep, your subconscious continues to work on it for hours. It's like planting a seed in the silence of the night and waking up with it already sprouting. And to make this even more intense, I've prepared special material at the link in the first pinned comment. It will help you create exactly this state of connection, clarity, and power. It's the way to accelerate your results even further. Those who have tried it know how life begins to respond in surprising ways. So when you finish this video, don't forget to click and access it, because you'll feel it's the next step for you. Returning to the central point, the 7-second technique isn't about controlling time, but about controlling the intensity of your faith. It's about focusing your creative energy into a single moment without distractions or contradictions. It's like lighting an intense flame that doesn't need to last long, but is strong enough to start a fire of transformation in your life. And if you still doubt it, think of the times you've experienced a moment of intense emotion. Maybe a desperate plea in a painful situation, a prayer made with tears, or a moment of joy so profound it seemed impossible to contain. It wasn't necessary to repeat it 1,000 times. That one moment of intensity was enough for something to shift within you. That is the principle. That is the power. So do not underestimate these seconds. They could be the most valuable seconds of your life. They could be the difference between continuing to repeat the same cycles and finally living what you have always desired. And I must emphasize, the final revelation is the most powerful of all. It is approaching, and when you hear it, you will understand why so many have tried, but few have truly succeeded in using their subconscious to their advantage. This revelation will show you how to turn a simple exercise into a true daily miracle. We have reached the most important point of this entire journey. You now understand that the subconscious responds to clear, emotional commands, and that the 7-second technique is capable of imprinting new orders onto the deepest core of your mind. But perhaps a question remains. Why, even knowing this, do so many people remain stuck in patterns of pain and limitation? The answer lies in the final revelation, the most powerful of all. The subconscious doesn't just accept words or images. Above all, it accepts what you believe to be true. This means it's useless to hold an image for 7 seconds if you immediately negate it with thoughts of fear, words of doubt, or feelings of scarcity. The key isn't to do it once, but to create coherence between what you think, feel, and believe. Joseph Murphy explained that faith is the bridge that connects desire to manifestation. Faith is not repeating the same phrase 1,000 times, but feeling, even without seeing, that it is already real. The final revelation is precisely this. It's not enough to apply the technique. You must trust it to the point of not contradicting it. You need to let the universe do its work. Think about how a child asks a parent for something. They don't repeat every second, "Are you going to give it to me? Are you sure you're going to give it to me? I don't think you're going to." No. The child asks, believes it's already theirs, and goes on in peace. This is the state you need to reach after applying the 7-second technique. You hold the vision, imprint it on the subconscious, and then let go, with the certainty that the universe is already in motion to deliver. And this is where many fail. They plant the seed and then dig up the soil every day to see if it's sprouting. This act of anxiety kills the process. But when you plant, water with confidence, and let time do its work, life inevitably blossoms. Likewise, when you deliver the command to the subconscious, it continues to work silently, even when you don't notice. Now imagine what could happen if you applied this not just once but every day, consciously, especially in those moments when your mind is most receptive, like before sleeping and upon waking. Imagine the power of starting each morning with 7 seconds of pure clarity, of ending each night with 7 seconds of certainty. In a few days, you will notice signs, synchronicities, subtle movements that will confirm the change has already begun. And you might be wondering, but what if I don't feel anything in the first few days? That's natural. The earth doesn't show the seed sprouting at the first instant. But within the soil, life is already happening. Your subconscious is already reprogramming vibrations, already attracting compatible situations. The invisible always precedes the visible. The last revelation I need to leave you with is this. The 7-second technique is not just about creating miracles, it's about creating a new you. Because true manifestation isn't just about receiving something from the outside, but about transforming from within. When you change, the entire world around you changes. When you elevate yourself, everything compatible with that new energy begins to draw near. And here, I want you to reflect deeply. If you continue to live as you always have, what will change? If you continue to repeat the same thoughts, the same emotions, and the same fears, what will be transformed? Nothing. But if you decide today, right now, to hold a clear vision of a new future for 7 seconds, you will have taken the first step to break the cycle. You will have initiated the miracle. This is not something distant or unattainable. A miracle is not a privilege for a few. It is a law that responds to all who dare to believe. Joseph Murphy said that the subconscious is like a faithful servant, but for it to obey, you must speak its language. And its language is emotion, it is faith, it is certainty. And so I stress, do not let this message pass you by. Put it into practice today. When you finish this video, close your eyes, take a deep breath, and hold the most important image for you for 7 seconds. Feel it as if it were already real. And then, let go. Let the universe work. You will be amazed at how quickly the answers begin to arrive. And if you want to go further, if you wish to deepen this connection even more and accelerate the process of manifestation, don't forget the link in the first pinned comment. There you'll find material that is already helping many people to awaken the power of their subconscious in a simple yet profoundly transformative way. Take that step, because you will feel it was tailor-made for your current moment. Now, if this message has touched your heart, if you felt that there is something here that can truly change your life, I ask you, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. This isn't just a gesture of support, it's a way of telling yourself that you are committed to living a new reality. And never forget, you have within you a power so great that in just 7 seconds you can begin the creation of a miracle. Use it, trust it, and watch as life transforms before your very eyes.